G'day and welcome back to Stitch Up and a brand new series of a new game that's just come out a few weeks ago. This is Shapez IO. So why don't you enjoy the intro and I'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we are back in Shapez IO, or sometimes called Shapez.io. So we're going to jump straight into the game. I played a few little test games there. You can see this game here is being made by Tobias Springer. It's quite a bit of a little bit of a Factorio-like type game, and it's definitely got its roots in Factorio, but it's quite peaceful, quite nice, quite enjoyable to play. Anyway, let's just dive straight in and we're going to play and see how we go in a brand new game. So, Shapez IO. Okay, so I've got to deliver basically a little tutorial happening here. Here's my primary objective over here, and I've got to deliver some circles to the hub. And I've got these inputs on the side, 16, 4 on each side. So far I've only got a conveyor belt and an extractor. So I'm going to hold shift and put down 4 extractors, and then I'm going to join them up here. Now these are procedurally generated kind of maps. Oh, there we go. And so at the moment, so you might get a little patch of this, but then when you load the game next time, or sorry, next time you play a different game of this, you'll get a slightly different variant. So you still get the circles here, but the dotting will be slightly different. We're going to do 4 and 4 of those, and pretty soon we'll get combiners, so we'll be able to extract 4 into one belt and send them in just using one port like that. Sorry, just right click here, one port straight in like this. But for the moment, this is how it is. We need 40 of these guys, and so far we've given them, well, 38, 39, and 40. Okay, so we've now unlocked a cutter. And a cutter is going to cut a shape in half from the top to the bottom. So let's jump in and have a look at a cutter. Just got my cables all here, my wine. Tesco's finest with the wine. All right, so we're going to now see. So our next thing is a different shape now. It's the same thing. It's a circle, but cut down the middle. And that makes good sense. I don't want to stop this, though. I want to continue getting these circles in here because this is our primary objective, and that sits over the top of the hub. But pretty soon we'll get a couple of tabs up here, and one of them will be our secondary objectives, and they allow us to get upgrades. And fairly soon, Tobias Springer will tell us not to destroy factories because we need what we've already made to start producing stuff for us. So I'm going to do this a little bit with a rotation, hold the shift key to place multiples. I'm going to do it like this because I like the spacing there. But instead of that, I'm actually going to do this. Let me see, right click here, and I'm going to right click here, and I'm going to do it like this. Now, we want nice spacing, so let me see. I want them heading, yeah, you know what? I'm going to do it like this. I'm going to go, let's do it like this. This is just a little bit of, whoop, I've hit the wrong key there. So I'm going to, you can hover over different things and hit Q, and there's a pipette. So I can use that a bit like Factorio as well. So I'm just going to duck under and get into there. And this one I'm going to go straight across and get into there. And I'll just give myself 2 conveyor belts here because I want to see what it's doing and what it gives me. And then I can use a trash can on one of these exits. So if we look at just this one here, what I want is the left-hand side of the circle. And it's funny, when I last played it, this is the first challenge, and the challenges always come in the same order, but it was the right-hand side. I'm pretty sure it was the right-hand side. No, it wasn't. Yeah, I think it was, and you would basically get rid, because fairly soon we'll get something that will be able to rotate things 90 degrees, and then when we upgrade, we get another tool that rotates at the other 90 degrees. So let's go ahead and see. So we need the left-hand side, so this one is not required, and we'll get a little trash can, we'll put it there. Now, if you don't do something with both outputs, then it just stops production. And I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to swing it in there so that we're getting just... Now we're getting 2 lots of the left-hand side of the circle. So that's all good. Okay, I've turned the music off as well. I do find that the music is, if we go into settings, there's a light and dark mode. In fact, let's have a bit of a look around the settings. There's interface scaling. We're playing on full screen. Now, the sound should be on, the clicking, but the music, it doesn't have a slider. So the music's either really loud. The music's great, but it's just so loud, and I can't seem to turn it down. I'm sure I can turn it down in OBS in some way, but I can't seem to work out what I need to do. Colorblind mode as well, it tells you with the red, green, blue, it tells you what they are. And of course we've got the dark and light theme, a bit like Mini Metro. So that's all good. Autosave intervals, zoom sensitivity, edge scrolling, all of these things are there. Okay, if we go back into our game, we've now got 22 out of, or 25 out of 40, and of course we're still collecting circles, and pretty soon when we go to the upgrade menu, we should be able to see these circles in there, and they'll be stockpiling. They'll allow us to get somewhere and to start upgrading things. Anyway, we're at level 2. Now this level gives you no reward, but the next one will. And it says, PS, better don't destroy your existing factory. You need all these shapes later to unlock the upgrades, which is what we just kind of covered off. Better don't destroy, not the best English, but Tobias Springer, I'm assuming it's not his English is not his first language, so that's fine. And also, you need all those shapes later. You need most of, and I think there's a point of the game where you start to go, do you know what? I don't need red circles anymore, and I need the room. And you might have red circles sitting right outside the hub, and you need the room to get in. And this is all about room, this game. This is all about room. Okay, let's go to next level. And it's upgrades. And we can see the upgrades coming up here. So we click on it to enable them, and we can go straight in. So I'll jump out and you'll see them up here. Graphs on the right. And I've never used these, and I don't think we will. And then, of course, the upgrades. And you can see there, because of the circles, we needed the circles for the first primary target. But then, in addition to that, just get a little bit more light there. In addition to that, we also needed some circles here for this upgrade. And we've got 450 of those circles coming in. They're coming in here. And of course, we only needed 150 for the upgrade. So I hit this, and speed 1 goes to speed 2 for the belts. And that's brilliant. And of course, now for the next upgrade, I must get this, which I've already got, but then I must get this. And of course, we need then, we can go ahead and get these secondary targets. So I'm going to actually, and you can pin these to the front as well. All right, let's go here, because this is not going to be a tutorial. This is just going to be a playthrough. We'll see how many levels we can get out of this. It gets quite complicated, but I've been doing a bit of practicing. I've been watching KOS, Catherine in the Sky, and she comes up with some very nice painter setups and merging sort of arrays. So yeah, we'll have a look. Okay, I do want the circles coming in at this rate. I think I still want these left-hand circles. Let me check. Well, I don't need them at the moment, so what I might do... No, I'm going to keep them on at the moment. I'm going to keep these left-hand circles on at the moment. And then I'm just going to start putting squares straight in. Okay, so let's get ourselves... So, of course, we must do it the same way. So let's get ourselves 4 of these. So, and we can't combine them, is what I was saying. So we must bring them in like this, and that's fine. So we'll get this guy to come in early, but not like that. Right-click. Okay, and then we'll do this, and then we'll go like this. Yep. And then we'll do this, and that's brilliant. Okay, so squares are coming in, and if I really wanted to get to the 100 really quick, I can go ahead and put some more squares in here as well. But I think that'll be completely fine. In fact, while that's sitting at 30 out of 100, let's just take a moment, and what we'll do is we'll go and have a look at the map. So you scroll out. There's map level here, scroll left, scroll right, and it's infinite. It's really, really big. And if you scroll all the way out, you can see all these different shapes, and they start to get into some really complex shapes. So we've got like circles, but then we've got like squares with these. We've got stars. We've got these lovely things here, and there are patches. So you go into map mode, and you scroll down enough, and you actually see what the deposit looks like. There's a little outline. If you see on that level, there's a little outline there as well. So that's quite cool. I like it this level. This is nice. You can leave markers as well, and you can see what's happening. But you can start to see around the hubs getting really, really busy. And we got ourselves, I believe, our however many squares we needed. But we've now got the combiner. Combiner's 2 into 1 or 1 into 2, and that's cool. That's great. Splitters and mergers. All right, let's go. So now what we can do is tidy up these two, and I want circles and I want squares. But what I'll do, I want 4 of those, and I want this to go into here. So I want to get rid of this. I want to get rid of these guys. Yeah. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to combine them. So it's going to be like this, and I'll hold shift and I'll go here, these two and these two, bring them both together, and then I want to bring the most right hand side one into here, and I want it to come into here. Yep, like that. Okay, and that's exactly what we're doing there. All 4 are coming out now and going into 1, and that's a nice little bit of real estate there, which is pretty good. And I want to do the same thing over here as well. In fact, for these guys, I think I want to do it maybe on one of the central ones. So what I'll do is I'll get myself a combiner. I'll rotate it a couple of times. This game's great. You know, when a game, you know, when you get to the point, sometimes you play a game. Voxel Tycoon did this for me as well. You just get there and you go, you know what? I just like playing it. I just enjoy it. That's a good thing, I think. Oop. Seem to have a little space problem with the computer here. I keep knocking it. It's in my way. Lovely computer. Lovely computer. Okay, cool. So what we need to do now is get these guys going into there. So now they're feeding into all of them. These guys can be taken off, and then we'll get this guy straight into the end one. Yeah, I think that's fine. Yeah, it's pretty good. I could have done it slightly different, but I'm keeping a bit of real estate here so I can tuck around into this one, and then into there, because I still need to get another 3 in. What I could have done is brought him in a little bit towards the middle and kept room so I can bring more belts in here. But I think early game we should be fairly fine for this sort of stuff. And of course, let's play this nicely as well. So what we'll do is we'll get rid, and let's just do a nice little right angle straight up. So it's a nice little angle there. I think it works quite nice. Happy with that. Our next primary target, of course, so we are still getting circles and squares. These guys are coming in anyway. I might check this. So we do need these guys, and they need to be rotated. We don't have a rotator yet, but we have we've got the cutter. But yeah, so these can be cut vertically. So we can actually get some squares and cut them out vertically. And I'm going to get 4 different squares this time. So let's get ourselves, let's do this. Let's go 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then we'll go, these are for the cutters. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I'm going to do something here. I'm going to do something slightly different here. I'm going to get myself this, and I'm going to put this guy in here. So we'll go 1, 2, 3, and then we'll go 1, 2, 3. So we'll do 6, 3, and 3. And what we'll do is we'll combine these guys. Yeah, I'm going to bring my cutters in here, and my inputs will be there. And I'm going to go down here. So I'm going to go there and there. Another upgrade has just been approved, but we'll come to it in a sec. And I think, no, they're in the wrong spot. Okay, let's bring these guys down a little bit. So we'll go to there and there. See, we're already running out of better room because this is quite close to the hub. We'll probably get rid of this a little bit later on and use squares somewhere else. Okay, so we want this to be the outside one. So first of all, the combiners. And if I do this like this, it's going to be basically just 2 of them like tiled off, and then we put one of these guys up there, and he basically, ooh, there we go, pretty. It's like a belt. It's clicking all the wrong ones. Maybe you should have less of the Tesco wine. Yeah, so basically these 3 are getting into here, and they're onto there. There'll be no output at the moment because I'm not doing anything with them, so we'll see. But let's just give them 2 each. Right, and it shows me the correct orientation. I want the right-hand side, so these guys. So I can't do anything with them, so I'm going to get rid of those guys there. And then this can now be combined in. So we can do the same here. Let's do 2, and let's go with 2, 2, and we can put a combiner here. And we can, that way it'll bring them both in, and this can now go straight into there. And on the right hand side, we eventually, when we gear this up, we'll get them both coming off the right hand pieces will be in there. Left hand pieces will be in the bin. So we'll pipette this bit, get rid, and now we'll get some combiners. And just thinking about the orientation here, so I'm going to do, say, I'm going to go bring these two together, then do that, and then I'll do this. And even though it's facing the wrong way, you can still just drag it to reorient it. These should divide off, and it should now keep ourselves just the right-hand side. It takes a little bit to go through. And now we've got two lots of the right-hand side squares that are coming in, and already we've got 25 out of 120. So that's good. That's a primary target, and that's good. While that's doing, let's go to here and see what the upgrade is. Well, we got ourselves at least 400 squares, so we get the upgrade of the extraction. Double the speed for the extraction. So that's quite good. So that means onto these belts coming straight out is more. Onto the original belts before we do anything with them, and that's great. Come back into here. Now I do need, I can't do anything until I get a rotator for these guys, but I can get this. This is a star, and it'll give me an upgrade for this. And a star is a organic product that is available in the world generally. So let's have a look, because even though if it's a little way around, let's see where the closest star is. We want pure stars. There it is. There's one there. So there's one there, or a patch, not even one, there's a patch. Yeah, I think we should just get as many stars into the hub as we can. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to try and... We really are blocking ourselves here. I think I can do this slightly better. Yep, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this. Yep, and it'll be this guy into there and this guy into there. And now I'm actually going to bring him right up and tuck him into there. And I want this guy to tuck in next to him. So I'm just trying to keep myself a bit of real estate so I can then tuck into here. Again, I think we're going to have to use, we get underground belts a bit in a little bit as well, so that'll be quite cool. Okay, so that's doing what it was originally doing, and I think the next thing we decided we were going to do, this is about to get the primary target, but we're going to get set up on our stars. So I just show you a little cheeky little thing here. So what we can do is we can drag belts. So I want to drag, well, we get the rotator. So the next thing we'll get is a rotator. It rotates once at 90 degrees. We're going to come to that in just a second. Key bindings as well, but I want to show you about this control. Sorry, the alt with the belts. So if I turn this, I'm using the rotate, the R key, and I turn it, and I want a belt to come in here, but I want to drag against it. So if you do that dragging this way, it turns the belt around. And that's what we want it to do because it's an easy way of switching the belt direction. But if I click it here and I hold down Alt, then it's going into the left, but it's putting it in the opposite direction, and that's great. So I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to just do it there. And if I hit the D button as well, it gets me all the way across, and I need to see, I think it was a long, long way. Let's see where those stars are. Yep, there they are there. And they're right there, so that's great. So we can now get ourselves, and I'm going to get quite a few of these guys. Let me get 6 of them. So I'm going to get, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go, oh, let's just do this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, and what will happen is we'll put one, we'll go for one here, one here, and one here. Then to bring these two together, we will go here, here, and here, and then we just need to drag down to that. So let me see where the belt is. Yep, there it is. Okay, good. In that case, we can just go straight down and straight across. And now we just connect up all the 6 belts, and we should be getting that. So that's with 6 belts, and we can see there's no gap. Yeah, we're not seeing any gap here, but we're also not seeing any hold up in there. So at the moment for my ratios, and this changes because you get the upgrades and these speeds change. But I guess what's happening is we're seeing the belt full and no backlog in here. And I always like to see, you can actually put one of these guys right up against and you can kind of see the little gaps. There's a bit of a backlog coming in now. So we probably don't have the right ratio. We're probably looking at 4 or 5 extractors to be perfect for that one. Keeping an eye on the time because I'd like this to be a nice half an hour episode. Okay, cool. But that's going to start getting that, and we can see them going in. Yep, and we're at 25. We need 1,000 though. So some of the numbers get really cool. They get really big, and you have to start thinking, wow, how do I fit it all in? You might see all the colors there as well, red, green, and blue, and we need to make variants of. It's good fun. It's good fun. Okay, we got the rotator, so we can get our primary target here. So we can actually get. What's funny, we need the top half of a circle and the bottom half of a circle. So I'm going to pin this and see, we can see both targets in there now. And we actually need this little bit as well. But what I'm going to do is, I'm going to have a look here. So we don't have any underground belts, so I've got to watch about everything getting a complex shape. And I'll start to see. So there are some circles here, and there are some circles here. And what I will do though is, I'm just going to do something here, is we've got these ones on the left. So let me cut these belts and cut them. All right. And let's see what we get from the original strip ups here. So we get, all right, so we need some on the top and some on the bottom. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to rotate both of them 90 degrees once. So if I go here, 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 and here, you'll see now that this one is rotated to the top, and that will fulfill that twice, because we'll do that. So we'll go up, yep. And this one should be rotated to the bottom, start to do the 1.2K. So you can see there, I've probably got some supply issues there. What we could do, because that's not quite enough, is it? That's not really enough to keep me happy. So I'm going to get myself a second extractor. I'm going to put the extractor out here, and I'm going to connect him up. And then this extractor is going to do something different. Sorry, whoop, there we go. This extractor is now going to do this. Yeah, so I'm going to put him up a little bit. And I'm going to see if maybe what I could do is combine these two straight away and just see if both products will go up the top. Oh, he's facing the wrong way. There we go, both products are now on the same belt. So that's kind of good. And that'll allow me to squeeze these two products in there. So what I'll do here is I'll see what happens when we get these guys come up. So left and right, and I want to basically rotate both of them. That'll again give me, if I get rid of these, because I had the belts there already, but I have a look, I've got one at the top and one at the bottom. So that's perfect, actually, that's bang on. And what we'll do is we'll combine them both straight away with this guy. And then we'll tuck in that to there. So top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom, top and bottom for these guys, and of course those guys as well. And I'm going to combine those two together, get rid, and just allow this one to be the feeder for both. And of course, if there's any problems with these facing the wrong way and make any problems downstream, you'll see the backlog, because it won't be able to set, the cutter needs to have an output. The output must not be blocked up. It must keep doing something with the output. Otherwise, the cutter will just stop working. And that's a little safeguard, actually, because you can make mistakes in this. But yeah, we can see here, if you just sit and watch, you can see that everything's moving nicely for those guys. So we do need the tops and the bottoms, and we'll keep both of them on. We do need circles, and that's just a nice little one ticking in the background. Squares, right-hand sides of squares, we don't actually need them, but we do need them eventually when we get to this. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to turn it off. I've got the infrastructure, but I just want to take these guys off, because we actually don't need to do anything with it. I've probably boxed myself in a little bit here. But yeah, we don't need those just yet. Perfect timing, level 5 we've now completed. So the tunnel's been unlocked, and you can now tunnel through items, and we'll show the little tunnel tool. So the tunnel's here, and I go there, and there's a limit to how far it can go for the moment. So basically the tunnel would be like that. And you would put it in here, and it would just come straight out there. So we could see that what we could do is we can go like this, and then we can go like this, and that's that, and I can build something across. But that's not how you'd use it. That's a strange way of it working. So let's get rid. And there we're back. Okay, cool. So 23 minutes into the episode, we can hit an upgrade. I think we'll do one more little bits and piece. So we can upgrade these guys. So we needed 1,000. If we hit the upgrade, it goes to 2. And now the next target is 2,500 of those, so we'll keep that one going. But then we need these guys again, 2,500 plus the right hand sides of those. So all of a sudden I need them, so I'm going to put them back into commission, back into production, sorry, back into production. Commission, production, same thing. Now I've also noticed that I still require, because once we get through a level everything changes, so it's good after a level just to check things. But I can see here that I still require, excuse me for a sec, the bottom halves of circles, yes. But at the top half of circles, it's weird. I kind of just need these guys. So let me check if I still need full tops half of circles. I don't, I just need that. So what I want to do is I need to find a better way of doing this. This is what I'm going to do. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to get rid of all that. I'm going to get rid of, so, let me just do this. Whoop, sorry. Let me do this and, oh, sorry, not that. I keep hitting the wrong one. That one and that one. Okay, cool. So top half of circles. So I need these guys with a rotator. Okay, so he still needs his rotator, but what I'm going to do is just see this. So him and him. Yeah, so bottom half of circles, yes, but I'm not going to do anything with these, and I could cut them again and rotate them, but I don't have the real estate. So I'm going to simplify things here. I've done a few little tests of early game in this, and if you try and do too much with the pieces, because one comes out of the left to this, one comes out of the right, you really can get stuck here. So I'm just going to discard those. It's fine. You've got plenty of resources. So I'm going to discard those guys. So let's repeat that, and we'll discard. We will discard him. Yep. And then we'll see. So let me see. He's gone, right? So now all we're doing here is going bottom half, bottom half, bottom half. Yep, and that's fine for now. It's not amazing. I don't, because of the room here, I could squash it down a bit and make this slightly better. I will do that actually. Yeah, I'll do that. We'll get rid of that. We'll get rid of all this. And so here we go. So we need these guys to be here and here. We then need this guy to be here and here. And then we need this guy to come straight up. And then I'll find a way of getting this combined in to here. That allows me to squeeze something in here and maybe something in there as well. So that'll work. So it's bottom halves of circles, but we do need the top half, the top right hand corner of a circle. And this is what we're going to do to get this happening. Let me see. Bottom half of circles. Top right hand. Okay, cool. So let's get ourselves maybe 3 extractors on this one as well. I think could be good. Yep. And I'm going to go like this. Well, let's just get 2 for the moment, and I'll do it like this as well. Right, so let's do this, and then hit him straight up. Right, and now what I want to do is I want to cut it. Right, and that'll cut my circle from top to bottom. But then I want to bring him up to here, and I want to bring it up to here. Sorry, not that. I want to bring it up to here, and I want to cut it again. So see how they're orientated? So I have to cut it like this. So now I've got 4 lots. And now I've got 4 lots and they're all heading like that. So I want to go like this, and then I want to go like this, and this, and this. And now you start to see, that won't work either. Right, so that is getting me those. What's happening there? Why are these guys not doing anything? Because they haven't been rotated. Because I'm trying to cut vertically. Right, okay, cool. So let me do that. Right, so I need a rotator here. And I need a rotator here. And if I just put these down again, you'll see they'll start to get into their correct shapes. Right, that's good. And now we can see, so these two are gone, so I just need to replace those guys. Yep, cool. So we've got the right shape, we just need to look at the rotation. So this guy over here needs one rotation, so I hit shift and I want, and rotate, and I go, okay, let's do it. One rotation there, and you're already on the correct rotation, and you need two rotations, and you need three rotations. All right, and now if I do this, and then I go there, then I go there, and I go, try and get this guy to be, say, here, here, and here. Can I then go, and let's see everyone come in now. Whoop, don't want to do that. And now if I have a look here, because you can't slow the game, you can't really pause it without doing that, but well, you can kind of still see it. But if I have a look here, I'm now looking to see every single one, if it did all my calculations correct, every single one of them's flashing through and it's exactly right. It's all coming through for the top right hand corner of the circle, so that's quite good. And you can see the number go up quite good. And I think we used the real estate quite well there. So we got two. They're stocking piling a little bit. If I went to one at the moment, I'd probably have a few bits of bit of trouble. We're about to get this one here, which is going to help us with one of those, with one of the upgrades, but that's quite good. So we're getting it. We need 400 of these. So let's just take stock of what we're doing for our upgrades. So our primary target is here, and it's the top right hand corner. And in addition to that top right hand corner, so it puts a crown on top of it. It means that I don't need to pin it because it's already there. It's saying that it not only is it a primary target, it's also one of your secondary objectives. So and for extraction, I need 4,000 of them. So we'll probably look in a moment. We'll just look at how we can up that in the next episode. These guys here is pretty good. I don't like where the production is, so they're coming in and they're ticking along. But when we need them, we need 1,500 of the them dyed blue. So we'll have to start looking at dyeing as well things soon. That'll be our first coloured product. So I think let's just have a quick look here. If we needed to ramp up production of this, we would possibly do exactly the same thing. We'd swing it out from these two, and we'd use this to come into here. We'd swing it out from these two, and we'd probably get this one to be completely vertical. So I think the best thing for that is for it all to be vertical. Let's have a quick look at the color, the painter, to add color. So the paint has been unlocked. Level 6 is completed, and you can extract color veins and combine them in. There's also a colorblind mode if you are so required. You put a product in here, put a paint in there, and a painted product comes out on that side. So you can just see that there. And again, you can see it on all the different sides. And I can hit T and I can do a variant where it inserts from the bottom and then rotate accordingly, or I can hit or I can have it coming in from the top and rotate accordingly. So you do get all the variations there. Just before we finish the episode, let's jump into an upgrade and have a look and see what we got. So extraction, we can now get this, and this will change. So we now need a purple, or what is it? Is it cerise, or is it whatever this kind of purple? We need this purple sort of color of circles, and so eventually we'll need to unlock here, and we can start to combine two of the colors to make purple and then color them. So we have to have one set of array to combine and make the paints into the right color, and then also bring out the products and then bring them together at the painter and then send them into the hub. So anyway, that's been the episode 1 of Shapez IO. I hope you've enjoyed that. Please leave a comment down below. Tell me if you like the series. Tell me if you like the way I've started doing the introductions as well. That's something new for me, which I'm hoping to continue. Put Stitch up in there at the start. Welcome you to the episode, and then we play the introduction and get straight into the game. So I think the reason we do that is, the reason I'm trying to do that is so people don't get that introduction straight away. They get to hear me and they can see whether or not they want to stay, and I think that is a bit more of an honest way of doing it. So please leave your feedback about that if you have any, and of course about Shapez IO and what Tobias Springer has been doing. And don't forget to subscribe to Stitch Up, and I'll see you in the very next episode. Cheers.